Before I say my question, I just wanted to say, like, I love you as a voice actor as Haji and Itachi.
Oh, thank you.
My question is, what was your favorite moment in Blood Plus as Haji?
Wow, that's a good question. I think probably Haji's last speech during the final battle when he's protecting Saya and he finally gets to sort of say what's been on his heart the entire time. I think that was probably the most satisfying. It's like, wow, talk about anticipation. 50-some episodes before we can finally get to the speech that really means the most to him. So I think that was probably my favorite moment when working on the show.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
I just wanted to know your favorite thing about Itachi and voicing him.
I'm sorry, it's a little difficult to hear you. Can you speak up for me?
Your favorite thing about Itachi and voicing him?
My favorite thing about Itachi and voicing him is that from the very beginning I understood that he loved his brother. Naruto was an interesting thing because when Naruto first started in Los Angeles, we knew we were all going to end up working on this show because it was huge, it was so long, and it had all these characters. So eventually, probably everyone was going to get some character somewhere. And I got a character very early on, this character of Ebisu, who was sort of crazy and over the top. Ebisu who's going to train the young Hokage, you know. And so I'm doing Ebisu, but then Ebisu disappears after like the third or fourth episode, and it doesn't show up for quite a long time. And so I wasn't doing anything in Naruto, and I thought, well, this is a little weird, I wonder what. And then this character shows up in like episode 80, right? They're up to episode 80 now, and Itachi shows up, and I go, how important can a character in episode 80 be? Oh my god. Right? Because I walk in, and the director had all these enameled pins of all the main characters that she'd been handing out to the main characters. And she'd handed out Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura and everybody, and the last one she had was for Itachi. And I come in and she's like, Pikachu, I choose you, you know? And I'm like,
oh my god.
What is this enameled pin for Itachi? Why is this character so important? Oh, you mean he's Sasuke's older brother? Oh, and he's the leader of the bad guy. I get it. Okay, roll the tape. And from the very beginning, I'm watching this and I'm going, as an actor, I have to figure out psychologically what's motivating this character. And he is all up in Sasuke's face. That first session we did that, you know, he pins him to the wall and says, you don't have enough hate. And I was like, why is he doing this? And later on, fans were emailing me and they'd say, well, why do you think Itachi is doing this? And I would say, because he loves his brother. And they're like, no, he's evil, he's a bastard, he's so awful. And I'm like, look, you don't pay that much attention to someone unless you care about them, right? You can't hate someone you don't care about. If someone calls you up and you don't care about them, and they go, I'm never going to talk to you again. You're like, fine, weirdo. Like, you know, like you don't care. You can only hate someone you have an emotional investment in. And I thought, he's trying to rough this guy up because he's trying to make him tougher. And I thought, I bet he loves his brother. And then of course like 4 or 5 years later, like, oh my god, Itachi totally did it for his brother, he loves him. And I was like, called it, hello? So, yeah. And so it's nice to be able to play a character like that. And especially when he does his sort of full, you know, Death Destroyer of Worlds Bhagavad Gita Susanoo spell at the end, you know, like, oh my god, you know, like, so that's pretty fantastic, so yeah.
Thank you.
You bet.